To speak more about the royal path, I would first have to say that it is the path of the soul. It is a path for soul-based consciousness. And so the method of Omni meditation, which I have been teaching for some 3 decades or so, is a method of transcendence, because it is the transcendent self that truly can walk the royal path. And so if you understand that it is the soul that walks the royal path of what? The royal path of Omni awakening, the royal path of universal guardianship, the royal path of the sacred archives for this universe, the royal path of the Great Halls of Illumination, the royal path of the Surya Rishis, and the divine doctrine of solar manifestation, the royal path of the Time Lords, the royal path of the Logi of all parallel universes. And so I could continue. And the radiance and the transcendence lifts and lifts and lifts as I merely name the way in which the royal path embraces and emanates the divine order of the higher wheels of creation, the celestial life that is the true life, that is the destiny of the human soul who chooses enlightenment. And so Omni meditation is a method of transcendence. It builds the pillar of light, that bridge of illumination that you have created through your own consciousness, through your love, through your will to do so, through your intellectual wisdom to do so. So you're building that upward vibrational column of consciousness, if you will, which gives your awareness, your focus, a transcendent refuge from which to abide. And when the meditation has been committed, when the practice has been mastered, then dwelling in the radiance of the soul is effortless. It is continual. It is the divine continuum, if you will, that I have long called the cosmic constant. And so the royal path and all of the masters that have their akasha of teachings within the royal path, and all the methods of the masters that I have taught for the past 3 and 4 decades, and that even my own grandmother, a standing member of the Brotherhood of Light, of the spiritual hierarchy, once taught me. And so the ability to transcend to the soul, to the illumination of timeless presence, is exactly where children already dwell. They already dwell in that radiance. And so isn't it a higher order, a mandate for our planet to create a society of benevolent souls where no child ever again has to forsake the radiance that they come into the world with, that they are born in that radiance. They express, they shine, that they have that angelic energy around them already, that radiance. I was blessed and I was fortunate that my grandmother kept that radiance alive for me and passed to me the royal path of creation, guardianship, of the timeless presence and the great orders of the great masters throughout this universe, throughout our solar system, that truly impart the great discs of gold, the enlightened presence, the enlightened teachings of the Royal Path archives, which have been placed into my care, and which I have been a devoted, humble author of these archives for the past 40 years of my life. And the transcendent state has been such a blessing, and it is that upward transcendence of vibration through which enlightenment showered its blessings upon my life purpose. So feel and sense the nobility of the Royal Path, the exquisite radiance of it, the brilliance of the illumination of the Great Halls of Illumination, wherein the Akasha of the great masters and all of our teachings abide. Is this not something that would truly be a treasure on your path of awakening? And do you not truly feel such a gratitude for having discovered the Royal Path, for having discovered the archives of the great masters, their Akasha? For me, it made all the difference. It allowed enlightenment to come calling my name decades ago. And for that, I could not be more grateful. And if I can pass my gratitude, the humbleness, the appreciation, the reverence that I feel for the Royal Path and its teachings, the methods of the masters, the great masters, to each of you, then truly my life purpose is fulfilled. The Royal Path is indeed the initiate's path of gold. It's your path